Matter of fact, I changed my mind. I'm just going to let go of that whole the slit comment. You probably it's probably lighter than I'm reading it to be. You probably don't mean no harm by it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just let it go. But it's just like your wording. You got a couple of capital letter words and stuff in here. It just makes it seem like you're a bit on the defense about how you interacted with these Pisces men. But moving right along, right? You say also other people's boundaries are extremely important to you. You fight very hard for people and animals to be respected and what they should not be denied. So this is something I want to say, right? When Scorpios do something, again, I understand Scorpio. When Scorpios do something, they get personally involved, but it's still for you. It's still for the Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? It does not really register as forceful with the collective as it possibly can. I'll give you an example. Like, okay, you fight for animals and stuff to not be harmed and to protect them and stuff like that. However, you have your places like Facebook, for example, or whatever your social network, your favorite social network platform would be, right? And then you got these people who are like posting pictures of, dogs with their ears chopped off and gasoline thrown on them and people throwing matches on them, setting them on fire and stuff like that. And they're posting these pictures and they have zero fucks given when they do it, right? So it's like, what are you going to do now? You know what I'm saying? Are you standing up for justice? What are you going to do about that, Scorpio? And when you see the response to that type of stuff online, do you, and I'm asking this, everyone who's viewing, do you see like authorities get involved and be like, oh, look, we caught the Facebook bandits who were burning dogs alive? I haven't seen it. If you have, let me know. What I see is people similar to you are standing up and saying, if I see these people somewhere, I'm going to do them dirty, or I'm going to take matters into my own hands, right? So the whole thing about you taking things seriously to the point where you protect people and make sure they need what they have, that's a fight that you're fighting yourself, and that the people that the taxpayers are paying are not even fighting. So if you want to be, because this is the sense of justice that comes with Scorpio, and I understand this as well, I researched this as well. Okay, I hear your argument, but to what extent are you willing to take this? To what extent are you willing to do something so that it has a larger impact? But not only that, let's not stop there. Think about the inhumane things that are happening to people, and nothing is being done to protect them or make sure that they get the things that they deserve or the things that they need at the level that they should have. And I'm not saying everything in the world is like that. There's still a lot of great institutions. There's still a lot of great people out here who make sure that people do get the things that they need afforded to them. However, there are a lot of situations where people are afforded the pretty much the worst of the worst. You know what I mean? And it's being projected as if it's, so much, but at the same time, they compromise so much while taking what is given to them. I'm basically stating that without detailing a certain faction or whatever the case may be. I'm not using this opportunity to slander no one, but yeah, think about that. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I want you to think about that is because a lot of that comes from power struggles. So when people don't have the power to fight back the powers that are overpowering them, then it's like they're stuck. This is what people are facing right now. You know what I'm saying? It's not, and have been facing, it's the oppression factor. It's not like, people wake up and they just have all of this opportunity to make things change or whatever the case may be. There's a foot on people's necks. It truly does exist. There's a black ball that truly does exist. There's a there's a play along, get along thing that truly exists. And you, out of all people, as a Scorpio dealing with the 8th house, and as a personal, powerful person, a lot of that energy comes from your house. A lot of that energy comes from Scorpio energy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, you could be more fact driven when you talk about these things, and you're referencing Pisces at the same time. I'm not exactly sure how this pertains to Pisces. You know what I'm saying? But I guess you're referring this to boundaries. But, you're bringing up animals. I'm kind of lost with this part. I'm sure it's needless to say at this point, but boundaries regarding anything sexual are the utmost importance, along with personal space and respect. See, again, like with Pisces, it's just not. It's like the universe. It's like you can tell the universe, look, universe, I want respect, and the universe is going to say, okay, I heard you loud and clear. You want respect. That's how Pisces looks at it. Like, you could want whatever you want. Doesn't mean you're going to get it. You know what I'm saying? And you, again, I'm empathizing. You being a Scorpio, you're self-involved. So you kind of like demand that or else. Like, I'll never be your friend again, or I'll never talk to you again, or I want to fight. And it's just like, so what? Like, you're really that offended? Like, why are you taking it so personal when we are all in this together? This is a collective conscious. This is not all about, it's not all about you. So you could want respect all you want, but respect is something that is earned. So it comes just as simple as saying, please don't talk to me like that, or don't talk to me like that, or I'm offended by the way you speak like that, or, I'm a more don't touch or hands off type of gal. Or you can come up with a lot of ways to word yourself that says, chill out, or ward that Pisces off. But again, you can't expect these dudes to not be themselves. That's who they are. That's how they're 12th house collective consciousness people. So it's like, and this is what I must stress about this to further explain this, right? The 12th house and the 8th house. This is the difference between the 12th house and the 8th house. Let me see. Should I get to this now? Yeah, this is the difference between the 12th house and the 8th house, right? 8th house is about secrets, right? But secrets that are known. The 12th house are about secrets, but the secrets that are unknown. So it's like you may be at a work with a coworker, right? You know a secret about a coworker. Another coworker that you both know the secret about that coworker as well. So it's a 3-party thing now, right? But you work with 250 people on the job. The rest of those 250 people do not know this secret. So it's still a secret because they don't know. But the 3 of you know this secret. You know what I'm saying? That's the 8th house. The 12th house is the uncertainty principle. We don't know none of the shit. We get a hunch, especially if your sixth sense is active. You're like, oh, I just got a flash. Oh, I just got a premonition. Oh, so this is probably like this. You connect the dots and then you're like, that might be true. But do we truly know? We don't truly know yet. So the boundary push that Pisces does to you is like, hey, you want to do this, or you want to try this, because I'm getting to that, right? You said these Pisces men have been asking you some kinky things, so I'm going to get to that. But this is the introduction to that. It's like the 12th house is like, you don't know. So now think about this from a Scorpio's perspective. A Scorpio 8th house does research because they want to know. They want to know everything in and out. That's why you're even asking, commenting on this video. You want to know, right? So once a Scorpio knows, they determine to themselves, okay, this is what I need to know how that works, and that works, so I can take these elements, apply them to myself, do what it is that I'm focused to do, and that's all I need to know. Okay, that's y'all. That's not Pisces. Pisces can dip over to the 8th house, understand that, even work through it, and still be like, wow, I'm back over here at the 12th house now. I'm going to move my feet, ruled by the 12th house, to find out some stuff that I don't know, to find out some stuff you don't know either. And again, the Scorpio's perspective may be, I don't need to know that. I know what I need to know because it works for me, and all the rest of the stuff is irrelevant. Again, that is your power punch. Like, that's your stance. That's you, though. You know what I'm saying? It's not Pisces. So when you involve yourself and become so self-involved in that attitude, and that fixed attitude, right? What you do is you cut yourself off. You limit yourself off. A Pisces is going to be like, okay, well, that person is closed off. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you're not open-minded. Of course you're open-minded. You're a Scorpio. Psychology is ruled by the 8th house. You know what I'm saying? The study of the mind. So of course you're going to study the mind, but again, once you've determined what it is that you need to know, there's like no changing your mind about it. Like you said, Pisces is good or bad. There's no in between. There's no gray areas. And Pisces is like, you're wrong. I'll show you. You want to come over here to the 12th house and find out? And I'm not even saying that there's something greater for you to come find out in the 12th house logic, right? I'm just saying how Pisces expresses it and believes it. It's like, okay, if you want to stay in the 8th house fixed attitude and say, you know all it is that you need to know, fine, right? But that's a part of the whole death terminology that happens in the 8th house as well. And I don't mean a physical death. I mean a spiritual one that says you can't learn anything else. You're done. You need all of this that is needed to know, because you studied the mind. You know what makes a person tick, what makes people move, and that's all you need to know to conquer the world, or conquer yourself. Really, just take care of yourself and do the things that you want to do, right? But if you stop there, you limit yourself. So of course, the things that you continue to learn, as you said, a Scorpio knows exactly who they are, what they want, and they've taken the time to take the things that they need to transform themselves to reach that plateau. Fine. But again, you said it, you're not afraid to learn something new, but if it crosses your boundaries, then you're not with it and it's done. Well, then you just lost a Pisces friend. You know what I'm saying? And you probably don't care. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, you can't eat your cake and have it too. You know what I'm saying? Like you just can't, yo. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, you can't expect the Pisces to not push a boundary with you, to not say, because it's fluid, it's mutable. We're mutable. Pisces, they're mutable people. They're fluid people. How could you possibly know everything? And Pisces is going to be like, okay, so you don't at least want to come over to the 11th house? Because Aquarius swears that they know everything too. You know what I'm saying? At least come that far with us. You don't want to do that either. And again, that goes another thing with the control thing about, the Scorpio energy. Is just like, you don't want to do it because you think someone's trying to one up you. Scorpio can be so suspecting that they think that it's something that is going to knock them off kilt, or something that is going to be done to one up them or to overpower them, or even to humiliate them, and you just cannot give someone the chance or opportunity to do so. Okay, but that's how you experience a death inside of the 8th house. You know what I'm saying? So Scorpio in the 8th house, they have their level of extremities as well. I described the 12th house one, but for Scorpio, it's more about ups and downs, the highs and the lows. You know what I'm saying? And that results into transformation as well. You know what I'm saying? It's similar to the 12th house, but it's different. Pisces, again, we have to discard, and a lot of time it deals with our ego. We have to let go of certain things, certain factors, certain possessions in order to transform, in order to grow, right? That's how we got to do it. But, as far as sexual things go as well, personal space and respect, and it's just like, okay, you can give 5 feet radius, 5 feet radius, stand back, don't violate my personal space or whatever the case may be. But you got to understand, like, the Pisces just don't operate the way that you want them to operate. And that's just the bottom line. Like, you want control over this Pisces mind. I can tell by reading this stuff. Like, I'm not stupid and I'm not being slick. You know what I'm saying? I can tell that you want a Pisces to behave the way you want a Pisces to behave. You're like, oh, I know a Pisces, some of them can do the opposite and be respectful and treat people nice. And that's what you want a Pisces to do. That's what you respect from a Pisces. But you don't know what these Pisces been through. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know what their life experiences are. You don't. So to close them off in and I spoke about this in one of the recent Scorpio videos that I did. I think it's even about the one that Scorpios, what people don't like about Scorpio. They want to suppress your emotions. If they don't want you to have a good time, they don't want you to be like, calm down. If they don't want you to laugh, they'll be like, yo, my joke wasn't funny, stop laughing. And it's just like, yo, you can't flatter them, you can't compliment them. And it's just like, you know what? Okay, deuces. Pisces is just gonna be like, lighten up. You know what I'm saying? Like, have fun a little bit. Nudge you with an elbow or something. You might, don't touch me. I can't touch you. I can't talk to you. Can't do nothing with you. Like, okay, deuces though. That's a spiritual death in the eighth house that you could have, probably with your significant other, your lover, and probably the people that you are in cahoots with, the people that matter to you the most. You know what I'm saying? That people that you get money with and stuff like that. Like, that's eighth house stuff. You know what I'm saying? But that might be where the bus stops with you. So I don't understand, if you're saying that you can still do other things, your mind is open to other things. What other things? Because you're really not saying enough, which is another Scorpio trait. Like, you say you want other people to say what it is that you want them to say, need them to say for you to know, but you say very little. It's fine with me. Like, but again, I'm not thinking I'm slick, or I can see through you without you having no picture on the thumbnail. I can just read these words and see through you. So it's just, again, but this is not a contest or a battle or nothing, you know what I'm saying, of spiritual wits or whatever the case may be. It's just, I'm really feeling you out and what you're saying here. And I don't even think there's really a need to be offended, unless, these Pisces really violated you in some type of way. But let me move on. You say, all right, I have a question. 3 of the Pisces guys that were pursuing me dropped some hints that they have some seriously dark sexual fantasies. One of them talked about cutting fingers briefly, very briefly, extremely briefly. Another talked about becoming a serial killer, tying me up in the back of a nearby van with his friends who were present that night, and was flirting with the idea of having power over my life. Don't know if he realizes he never will, but he, see what I'm saying? Don't know if he realizes he never will, but he still laid out that he likes the idea. He said he'd do it as a joke, but I know it's not entirely a joke. Could be something he wants to role play, or he's into intense pain or some shit like that. And the other talked about torture. Again, all of these were brought up very, very briefly, and then the conversation moved on, though that might be partially because I have zero reaction when they say these things. What I'm wondering is if this is a known sexual fantasy for Pisces, and just how far Pisces actually wants to take it. It's fascinating to me. All right, let me come back on the next video with this. God.